Tonight's the night for football, everybody. The bright lights are on, the stage is set, and the crowd is ready. It's Monday Night Primetime on EA Sports. As the work week kicks off tonight, another week of football comes to an end with a Monday Night Primetime contest between the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. Ryan Fitzgerald all set to get this one started. And Monday Night Primetime is underway. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
180, value three.
First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Here's Gall. Has him on the quick hitter. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Four down. 180.
Coming right is Gibbs. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
4 down. 180.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
120.
Off now on 3rd down. That one complete to St. Brown. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Opening script working gangbusters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. Throwing is gone. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fox now to kick this one away. Jimmy Horn here on the return. Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. First carry now for Jonathan Brooks. He starts out this drive with a nice gain of 8. 2nd down.
Well, that run may not move the chains, Kate. That is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Again, it's Brooks. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now Penix off the play action. Hauled in by Njoku, left side. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
21-yard line.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Penix here from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
3rd down, it's Penix. He put everything he had into this one. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So no initial clapback, at least not immediately. Gonna have to play from a deficit for at least a little while as that opening drive stalls out.
And your hope here offensively is that deficit remains unchanged when you get the ball back the next time, because you do not want to be looking 2 scores down to start this one out.
And it ends up a good return for him. Up past their own 40.
1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
We go tonight.
I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And that's an 8-yard chunk to start this one. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2.
What? Orange. 180. What's that?
Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. They pick up a yard. Still need one more, though. 3rd down coming up. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. Goff looking to throw. It's 3rd and 1. Pass is brought in by Laporta. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that is good for Detroit 1st down. We've set it downs for him from the 31.
And the Lions 1st down.
20.
To the air on first down. Here's Goff. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Now, he'd been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah,
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
This is Gibbs on second down. And he'll fight ahead for a few. It's third down.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Third down, they need 7.
We go tonight. 180.
They'll throw, third and long. Throw left side, complete. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. 7-0 is our score. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. We're all set to bring you the second quarter. Lions well within striking distance.
Let's go.
Slot man motioned over. On first down, it's Gibbs. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions take a 13-0 lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Bates now for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Lions double their lead to 14. Fox now to kick this one away. Baker with the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Panthers look just about ready. First and 10. Throwing for the pistol. Penix bails out of the pocket quick. Downfield, and he's got McMillan. And he is down inside the 35-yard line.
It's a pickup of 46 yards. And the Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
First down now, ball at the 33. From the shotgun, Penix. Firing one deep for the end zone. And he scores. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers start to fight back with their first points of this game. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this first and 10.
Ric Flair.
Drive begins with Gibbs. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Gave away a couple on the first down run. Now it's going to be 2nd and 12.
Map. 180.
Out of the shotgun. Goff. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Got to cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
Goff on 3rd. That one's complete, right side. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Lions have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Goff off the play action. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And just after the catch, he is hit and stopped. A nice gain, though, down to the enemy 41. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And that is good for Detroit 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. Throwing the turf, ball's out, he lost it. And the Panthers dive on this one for...
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is at a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is...
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. So following the fumble and the recovery, here comes 2nd and short. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass and similar down in distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
Hold up, wait, 20.
Again, it's Gibbs. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Goff. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Lions, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
So that's going to take us, Brock, to our 2-minute warning of this 1st half. More on Monday Night Primetime in just a moment. In the huddle, here's 1st and goal. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal.
Now you 3. We go tonight. White 20. DC.
Shotgun snap here to Goff. Escapes the pocket. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're left with 3rd and goal. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you're already committed to going for it on 4th, you've got one more shot. Players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
70, 80. 12.
On 3rd and goal, Goff. He brings it in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown.
The kicker on for the point after.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions double their lead to 14.
Panthers 7. Jack Fox to kick off.
Fox now to kick this one away. Baker with the return. His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Cuffs, this is Xavier Leggett. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield stretch. A pickup of 17. And that's going to bring up a Carolina 1st down. One play in, and they are already close to midfield. On 1st down, here comes Brooks. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, they're none.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Play action. Here's Penix. He's got a man left and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
He finds Njoku complete. And he's taken down at the 30. One of their best play calls of this game so far, Brock. 17 yards on 4th down. That gets them the 1st.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Penix is going to throw again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers make it a 1-score game before halftime. David Njoku, the touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Now, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would. It's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
So it goes for a touchback. Let's see what they decide to do with the time they've got remaining here. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining.
Here goes tonight.
Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. kick this one away. Baker with the return. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Panthers look just about ready. First and 10.
19 Tigers.
They go play action. Here's Penix. Flushed out of the pocket. That one's caught along the left sideline. And in a blink, they are up to midfield before somebody manages to stop him.
6 yards.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already at midfield. We give to Brooks, running right. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Branch on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Lions' 48-yard line.
Here we go, set. 60 Eagles.
Penix working from the gun. Has him on a quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Throwing now on first down. Penix. Flushed out now to his left. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it sets up 2nd down. To the air with Penix. Rolling left, buying some time. He's keeping it. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Time coverage from the Lions. 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Hey, listen, when you're throwing down the middle of the field, you have got to be crystal clear in your vision. There are so many defenders that can get into those zones. That might be a case of the QB there trying to do a little bit too much and certainly didn't see the defender who comes up with the big interception.
Gibbs now from the gun. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find an aggressive call on 2nd.
At the 32-yard line.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Goff to the air now. This one to Williams out left side. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
12.
On first down, it's Goff. Short pass brought in. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
180. Maverick.
Off play action, call. That pass is caught by Bell. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Throw here, third down. It's on target to Williams. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Lions have a first down. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and two guys can't stop one.
And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put two tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
All right, a couple yards to make up, Brock. Time to rediscover the magic on this drive. Here's 2nd and 12. Working now from the gun. To the right and hauled in by Laporta. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Coming to the line for their 9th play of the drive. This is 3rd and 3.
180.
Looking to throw. Goff. And he brings it in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions push their lead further to start the half. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Fox now to kick this one away. Baker with the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Warren Jr. on the return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Carried by Brooks to start the drive. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Hauled in by Njoku, left side. And he's going to be stopped after reaching up to the 33. All right, we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Prime Time. It's the Panthers who have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. First down now, ball at the 33. Penix looking to pass. Throw left side, complete. And this one does not go far.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, Penix. A throw right side, caught by Njoku. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4.
Hiking 18, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
It's Penix yet again. Has the hook up again to Njoku. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. Good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And again, it's Penix. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's good for a Panthers first. We've set it down from the 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Go! 60 Eagles, 60, go!
Penix now on first down. Vacates quickly left side. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Ball stays at that 37. Here's second and 10. Again, Penix to the air. Finds him over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
And the Panthers, first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Penix is going to throw again. Ooh, that one's nearly intercepted. The defense read that one perfectly. A poor choice to make that throw. Second down coming up.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
He's got it near the 10. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down. I can pretty much guarantee you, Kate, the minute that quarterback left the pocket, that D coordinator started to hold his breath. It is so hard when you play a dual-threat QB out on the run in space, especially down here in the red zone, but the defense rises to the occasion.
Out of the shotgun, they give to Hubbard. He's hit and driven backwards. This is going to force him into third and goal.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB is going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
Third and goal, defense in the dime with their backs against the wall. Here he goes, third and long. To the right, and intercepted! Picked off by the rookie from Alabama. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races at the 20. And he's going to score on the pick six. Touchdown, Detroit.
I got to imagine this defense right now has got some kind of tell of this quarterback. He's either giving it away with his eyes or his feet. Interception on the previous drive, and this defense once again jumping all over him.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions stretch their lead to 21. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Baker with the return. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Panthers look just about ready. First and 10. Fresh off the pick, here's Penix. He's going to get a few here, brought down at the 33-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Second and 6 at the 34-yard line.
His top target, Njoku, has another one. And he'll get it up to the 44. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On first down, here's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Charlotte. Panthers hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Following the sack, needs some positive yards here. It is second down and 18. Penix here from the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Play fake, Penix. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that brings up 4th and long.
Kate, I've talked to you over the years, the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On 3rd down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
Desperation time here. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers get it back to within 2 possessions. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
And no luck, the Lions there to recover. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. We're going to pass it here. Buying some time left. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that is good for a Detroit 1st down.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down, Detroit.
They'll go right side with Gibbs. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
180! Hey, lift!
Another one for Gibbs. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Extra DB out there for the Panthers. 3rd down.
180!
Here's Gibbs on the carry. Shut down after a gain of about a yard. That's going to bring up 4th down. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. Bates' kick is up and good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
We got ourselves a 3-score game now after that make. It's got to feel like it's going to just about do it with any hopes of a comeback still smoldering. I think these kickers enjoy those opportunities, Kate, to be the one to kick this lead out of range.
Baker with the return. And this drive will start inside the 25.
Here on the return, the Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Still 10 to go. 2nd down now from the 23. Throwing from the gun here. Finds a man right side. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Number 89. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
3rd down here. Need 8 on the play. They'll throw, 3rd and long. Escapes out to the left. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And they come up big on 3rd down there with the sack. So the Lions get the win on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Huard and all of our